From the desk of the Emissary, this is War Smith with the Black News Network. We're broadcasting live here in San Antonio, Texas. We do not own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to what we say. This is a broadcast about what's going on in our school systems today. And the things have changed. I mean, it is no longer like it used to be. Right now, they want to send all of us to private school. They want to give us school vouchers. They want us to decide what school we want to go to. This whole process of school voucher systems have put us in a position where we are not sure what the real purpose of these voucher systems are. So our state government tried to do this a way where, well, we know we're gonna win. They included the raises for our teachers in approving the school voucher program. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna have to take that as a separate issue and not make it the reason behind getting this school voucher program approved. This is from the desk of the Emissary, the Black News Network, the real voice of USA, broadcasting live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and again on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. The War Report. We do not own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to what we say. And again, we're talking about crisis, chaos in educating our Black people. I mean, right now, we don't know what the fuck is going on. Excuse my French. I'm sorry to say that. We don't know what is going on. I'm going to change the way I said it. Because right now, our children are going to these public schools. And I'm talking specifically about our melanated children are going to these public schools, and they are being ignored. They are not being educated, and they are being put in the pipeline to prison. I mean, I'm just here to tell you that's exactly what's happening, because the parents are, I'm not criticizing parents. I want to make that clear before I say what I got to say. But the parents are working their asses off to get funds to support their family. So something's gotta give. If you're putting your time into trying to make this money to support your family and keep them living on a particular level, then something's gotta give. You were expecting your taxpayer money going to these school systems to educate your child. But it's not happening. Our children are becoming dumber in the public school system. The education that they do receive is coming from social media. TikTok is blowing everybody's mind. Every child you know right now has a TikTok account. Unless you have denied them access to a TikTok account, they have one. I guarantee it. How much time is your children spending on that damn TikTok and Facebook and all these other social media platforms? And when we're sitting back working our ass off trying to get money for our children to go to public schools. But the state, like I said, now wants to voucherize the public school system. All while they're talking about 20 schools here in Bexar County, the Northeast Independent School District, planning closure because there's not enough children going to public schools. We understand that many of the children did not come back after COVID. They didn't come back. They disappeared. Where did they go? Nobody knows. Many of those children didn't come back after public school. I think many of the children decided, or many of the parents decided, that they can do better teaching their kids at home than they can do in the public school system. See, they create all these damn variables to cause chaos in educating our Black people. Now, you remember a year ago, what was the big topic? The critical race theory. They did not want to upset the little white children feelings by introducing them to the true reality of what their parents and their parents' parents did to other people. Everywhere the white man has gone, there has been conflict, war, killings, and murder. The United States of America, my home that I love, has killed more people than any other country on the planet today. You think the Holocaust was bad? No, the hell it wasn't, not according to what the U.S. has done. They dropped 2 bombs on Japan. They killed thousands of people in Vietnam. They've been all over the planet. They've been to France killing people. They've been everywhere killing people. So now we got this situation. We're going to go current and then work our way back. We got Israel wanting to kill the Hamas people who attacked Israel recently. This is going to be a very, very ugly situation. All this stuff is occurring while we won't teach our children the correct history in our schools. We don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. So we neglect teaching them the reality of what is happening in America. So we're living in denial. We are not educating our kids to a level where they can be effective in our constitutional rights. They don't know how to be effective in our constitutional rights. Our children don't know what the hell is going on in this damn country because they're disengaged in what's happening in our society. And the reason they are disengaged is because our society, our education system has decided that they don't need to know what's going on in the world. The only thing they need to know is what's happening on CNN, on NBC, on News Nation, on Fox News, which all these media sources are telling lies to our people. They're lying. They are cookie cutting the news to present to you, and they're really not telling our people the truth. And that way, they don't have to tell our people the truth in our school systems. Nobody's telling the truth. If you tell a lie long enough, fools will start to believe it. And that's what's happening here. They have been telling lies so long that our fools are starting to believe it. Now, many of us are doing okay. We've put our children through school, so we're on the level of retirement. We don't have to do anything. But we're forgetting something, that a society is being destroyed because we think we got it going on. We think we made it already, so we don't have to get back into the situation and make shit happen. It's chaos in our educational system, y'all. And our Black children are the ones who suffer. When our kids graduate high school, they really don't know shit. They don't know how to balance a checkbook. They don't know how to dress. They don't know how to apply for a job. They walk around with their ass hanging out. You see them in Walmart with house shoes on, bonnets on their head, looking like they've been thrown away and put away damn wet. Like they don't have a care in the damn world, but they are the generation that is to lead our country into the future. But they don't give a shit, and they don't give a shit because we are too damn busy not paying attention to what's happening to our children. We gotta take a step back, y'all, and start paying attention. We think we got the best damn children. Our children don't do no wrong shit. They're not getting in no trouble. So they're good kids. I didn't get in any trouble growing up, but I was a little slick little fucker. I'm gonna just say it like it was. I did slick shit and didn't get caught and got away with it. The statute of limitation has expired on what I'm telling you now, because many of us were able to do slick shit and get away with it. Many of us were able to do that kind of stuff and get away with it. We got a caller calling in. This is Mr. Smith. How can I help you, sir?
Tornado right down there by your house. Is there a road that goes to Marion?
Well, you on live broadcast right now, so we're doing the Black News Network. I'm telling you, that's where you are. So if you want to get on the show, you go right ahead and talk the shit you want to talk. If you ain't got nothing good to say, I'm going to hang up on your ass and keep it moving. This is what I like. People calling in with bullshit. And that's what you're doing. So the hell with you. That's what happens when you're doing talk shows. You get people that call you with bullshit and you have to deal with that. But I enjoy things like that. So if you want to call me, my number is right there, 210-872-2261. I'm going to answer the call, but I'll hang up on your ass in a minute if it ain't about what we're talking about. We're talking about chaos in the educational system. This is about what we're doing to our children. And right now, all I can say is, we got to take a step back as parents. We got to take that step back and we got to regroup and refocus on what we're doing with our children. And the public school system is something that's on the line right now with vouchers. Because if the state gets it the way they want it, then your child will get a voucher. And then they will say, all right, you can take your child at whatever school you want to. We're going to give you a voucher for that child to go to school. However, your voucher is not going to cover 100% of what your child needs to go to school. About 80% of that the cost to go to these private schools, these charter schools, will be covered with the voucher, but the other 20% has got to come out of your pocket. See, they're not telling you that the parents will end up paying from 20 to 40% of the cost of that child's education in a particular selected school, the school of your choice. You're going to have to pay for it, even though you got a voucher. So the state ain't stupid. Why the hell you think they pushing these vouchers so hard down people's throats? And they're spending $1 billion on the damn advertisement saying how great thou art, the vouchers are, and how wonderful it would be for your children to get a voucher and go to the school of choice. But they have failed to tell you that the out-of-pocket costs to send your child to a school under the voucher system that the state's proposing is going to beat your pocket to death. You come out better homeschooling your child. And you think it's very difficult to do that? No, it's not. It's very easy to homeschool your child because public school, private school, all the school systems is about the money that they can get from the state and the money that they can get from you as a parent. It's sad But it's absolutely true that the money is going to drive the way our children are learning. You know, right now we do spend a few $100s on our children going to public school, but it ain't gonna be nothing compared to these vouchers. But look at it this way too. They issue vouchers to all the children in Texas to go to school. You decide, well, I like this school. It's right around the corner from my house. This is where I want my child to go to school. So you go to that school and you take your child's records with you to that school and say, hey, I'm going to apply my voucher to your school. I want my child to go here. And this school got the right to tell you, hell to the no, your little child is a damn brat and we're not going to accept him here. Take him somewhere else. They can deny you the school. They can deny you the school that you choose. They can bullshit you like it's a school of choice, but it's not. If they don't want you there, they can tell you that you can't go to our school. Go to the other one down the street. There's another school down here on the corner. They accept black people. You can go to that one. We don't want y'all niggers over here because we know y'all don't come to school to learn. You know, they think like that. And I'm speaking to you to tell you that this is the kind of stuff we have to deal with subconsciously. Now, racism used to be a big thing. This shit has phases, and it's been going through phases ever since we became free on January 1st, 1865. When the Emancipation Proclamation was issued, what is the next thing that happened? The Black Codes came into effect, which made it that more than 5 black people in one place constitutes an illegal gathering. So y'all couldn't have a damn meeting unless you were going to church, and the church was designed the way they wanted it to be designed, so you were safe going to church back then when you first walked out the plantation. But because there were no people left to work the farms, the white people had to come up with mechanisms to get your black ass back on that farm and back on that tractor so they can still make profits. And it ain't no different today than it was when you walked off the plantation. That's why you see people doing what they're doing up north, like striking at the automotive plants, striking at the Actors Guild, striking at the pharmaceutical companies, because the people at the top are billion trillionaires, and the people doing all the damn work are barely getting by. Barely getting by. You know, they are not allowing us to make the money we need to make to be successful citizens in America. You're making enough to put groceries on the table for this week. Most people, 9 out of 10 people, cannot sustain themselves. 9 out of 10 people cannot sustain themselves 20 minutes past payday. We got Mr. Haynes calling in for our show today. How you doing, Mr. Haynes?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm doing fine. You're live on the Black News Network. So what's going on with you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm actually watching while I'm talking.
All right, because you're doing homeschooling for your grandkids, right?
I sure am, man. And I called in to make a statement on what you said earlier about the going to a money thing now versus really trying to educate our children,
right,
our grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And I experienced that exact same thing with the last school that I had them in. It was actually an academy, and it was for us. It started out for us, but it got to where it wasn't enough for us in there, so it was open up to other folks.
Okay.
You know what I mean, or know my meaning. So,
Yeah. I can say it, see, because I don't give a damn. Let's open up to white folks.
Oh yeah. And they got it in a way where they really wasn't teaching anything to my it got bad for them. So I got to where I had to make a decision. I'm retired. I had time on my hands. So I said, I'm going to take this responsibility on and homeschool my grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So has it been more accommodating for you and a lot easier? Or how do you say it's going right now when it comes to you homeschooling your children, your grandchildren?
I think I just started this school year. We started the day after Labor Day, September 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna. I do know that they are adhered to the curriculum that I set up for them. Mm-hmm. Everything has been set out for the whole year. So as far as me making specific comments on how they're doing, I'm gonna give it a little while longer because it's something new to them. They've been experiencing the public stuff for a little while, and it's just a learning curve. I mean, not a learning curve, it's something different for them. So we get through that part of it, and we'll see how it goes after the new year, and then I can come back on and comment.
All right. So, do you think that they came out of those schools that they were in on the right level, or do you think that you're gonna have to work with them a little bit to get them on the grade level that they're supposed to be on?
Oh yeah, I know absolutely not. They didn't come out on the school levels that they were supposed to be on, and I am gonna have to. They all be on different levels, but I know I'm gonna have to work with them to get them back to where they need to be. The curriculum I have, I'm not gonna say anything about it over the air.
Right.
I want to get permission before I can say something publicly about it. But it's laid out for the whole year, and it's working. It's working well so far.
Well, that's a blessing, man. I'm glad to hear that, and I applaud you for taking the initiative to make this happen for your children, because they are our future. And without us doing what you're doing right now and putting in that extra effort to guide them through it, they're doomed. And I'm really afraid that we're going to have a lot more people not getting their education they deserve because we are not stepping up to the plate like you're doing right now. And I like I say, I applaud you for that. So thank you.
All right. Thank you for allowing me to speak on it.
Okay.
I'm going to get off of here and I'll continue listening.
All right, Mr. Haynes. Thank you for calling in. I really do appreciate it. So you can always call in on any topic. So thank you so much. Have a great one.
All right, you too.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, a caller who talked about how the school system has not served his grandchildren. So he is taking the initiative to do it himself, homeschool, because it seemed like that's the only way our children is going to get the education they deserve, because it's difficult for them to go to a public school system. And, and the reason it's difficult is, to me, in my opinion, they have most of the facility, the staff, don't have a whole bunch of Black people teaching our Black children. And I think that's where the problem starts, is we don't have enough people teaching our children that look like us. So if you don't look like us, they really can't make decisions for us and put us in positions that will make us the way we need to be as far as our mental capacity. So we got to take that initiative and do it ourselves. And that's where we are right now. It's chaos in our education system. And the chaos is affecting our Black youth. Our Black youth suffer from what's happening right now. And if we don't take that active role in changing the trajectory of what's happening now, we are going to have a real big problem 20 years from now, 10 years from now. We are going to have no Black people representing ourselves in a country that has a history of racist, biased, prejudice activities. And when you take out the Black people in all of these positions, all of this, I mean, I'm not saying politics is the way for us to keep ourselves where we need to be. But if we don't have a Black person nowhere in our chain of command all the way up to the president, then we got a problem. We already got a problem. They killing Black folks left and right. Everywhere you turn around, you got a white police officer killing somebody Black all the damn time. And 1 out of 25 may get brought to charges. And 10 years from now, they probably get sent to jail for 30 days. But when everybody forget about what the hell they did. They're killing our Black people. They're doing everything in their possible power besides putting the Klan on the front page of the news to keep our people or to deprive our people from what they owe us. They owe us a proper education. They owe us respect in our society. You see how they're killing the things that made the playing field equal? They're telling us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, but we're 1,000 years behind. We're 500 years behind the starting line. And we're just trying to get out the damn gutter. We can't get out the fucking gutter because every time we take one step forward, we take 2 steps backward. And they always find somebody Black to do something. And you talking about kids right now robbing, stealing. They're raiding the supermarkets and the malls and the stores. But yet you don't understand why they're doing this. They're doing it because America is not offering the opportunities for our children to grow. And if you continue to not offer the opportunities for Blacks to do better in their communities, then you damn right they're gonna tear y'all shit up because they don't own a damn thing. You deny them ownership, you deny them work, and you think you're gonna be safe in this country? Hell to the no. You know, I ain't promoting anything violent. All I'm saying is I'm trying to tell you white folks that you're gonna have to do something better than what the hell you're doing. Because if you continue on the route that you're on right now, you're pushing Black people to a point where they don't give a shit what they do. They don't care about life, liberty, limbs, or nothing. They're gonna tear your shit up. That's why you got people like Starlight or whatever they call it, that CVS like store in the Northeast place. They're closing because Black people are tearing their shit up and they're not getting arrested. See, these kids are mobilizing on social media and saying, hey, we're gonna raid this store today. And they raid that store and they get away with $1 million worth of shit and bring it back to their communities. And they do this because you are denying Black kids opportunities to get themselves out of the situation they are in. And as long as you deny, they're gonna rape, rob, pillage, beat, do everything that they need to do to survive. You push a badger into a corner, he gonna fight his way out. And that's what you're doing to Black people. You're pushing Black people into a corner and they don't give a shit what you think about it. They're walking out of stores with duffel bags full of shit that they just taken from your ass. They beat people up on the street because they don't like what you are doing to them. How hard can you say that this ain't gonna work in America? If you continue on this trajectory, it's only gonna get worse. Shit is getting worse as the day go by. You see it getting worse, And you sit around, oh, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why they doing what they doing. We ain't did nothing to them. You a damn lie. And you're going to go to hell for it. You know what you're doing, but you're playing dumb. You did it to the Indians. You took all they shit. You made them go to your schools. You made them cut their hair. You made them speak your language. You made them live in your home conditions. And if they reverted back to the way they lived, you would beat them or you would kill them. In slavery, now this is something that you learn as you research and read what's happening or what happened to our people. Black people were enslaved. We all know this. But in the slave, there were thousands and thousands of mulatto children born while in slavery. How does a mulatto child be born in slavery? Well, I'm going to just be raw with it. The white man raped the black woman and she had a mulatto baby. And do you know that the United States government came out with a law that made it legal for a black to be beaten to death? They made it legal. And all the white man had to do was say we were correcting his behavior. And he happened to die while we were correcting his behavior. It ain't no difference than right now. If you use a firearm to defend yourself and the police show up on the scene and you say, hey, I shot Joe Blow in the head because he was trying to attack me. The first thing they're going to do is lock you up because they consider that premeditated. This is why they tell you if you take a person, if you use your firearm to defend yourself, you gotta say you either stop that person from attacking you, you stop, control, or neutralize the situation because that person was trying to hurt you or someone you love or someone you know. If you don't use one of those three words, stop, control, or neutralize, then you are going to find yourself being arrested because they consider that premeditated. So basically, I'm telling you this because it's all in the verbiage that America uses right now. And if they're using verbiage to get you thrown in jail, then you are going to have to do something different to keep us from getting thrown in jail. This is America. And if we don't fight fire with fire, we're going to be swept down the swamp. Donald Trump said he's going to drain the swamp. What do you mean? You're going to get rid of all the black people? You want to, what they say, make America great again? You're going to get rid of the black people and put them on the plantation? But then you come out with all of this stuff. You got LGBTQ, you got male, female, you got people over here on the left arguing that God made a man and a woman. You got people over here on the right saying, yeah, God made man and a woman, but we made LGBTQ and NA are these other letters that they added. So where are we going with this? We don't want to offend the people on the right, and we don't want to offend the people on the left. So where are we? We're in a quagmire. America has so much freedom that is detrimental to America. You got freedom to come up with all this bullshit. It is something that's causing our country to look like shit around the world. We can't take care of people here in America, but we can send $90 billion to Ukraine. We can't take care of the homeless here in America, but we can send $100 billion to this war over there with Israel. It's a sad, sad situation when our focus is not on what's being done to the people here in America, but it's being done over what's being done overseas in all these other countries. We're sticking our nose in everybody's shit, but we're ignoring our own shit. Like our shit don't stink. You got people reporting that they only got 3,000 people in a city of 1.2 million homeless people. That's a goddamn lie. You know, ain't no way you can report 3,000 people homeless in a 1.5 million populated city. It just doesn't make sense that you can come on national television and lie like that in a report. And then you put yourself in a position where, oh, I just didn't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize we were doing that to our people. You look at the Senate right now, they just elected some Republican to be the House Speaker. 22 days, 24 days that they went without a House Speaker. And that means that they couldn't do a damn thing in all those days. But they got their damn paychecks, I guarantee you that. They got paid for not doing a damn thing for those 20-some days that they didn't have a House Speaker. They're the only group in America that always get paid no matter what. Even when they talk about the budget not being approved, the Senate get paid. They get their money. They don't fool with their money. And they get a raise bigger than anybody in America. Bigger than the post office system, bigger than the military, bigger than anybody. The military might get a 3.5% raise and we're jumping for glory. But if we get a 3.5% raise, you can rest assured that the Senate's getting an 8.9% raise or a 12% raise. They full of shit. It's all about putting money in these rich folks' pocket, and that's what's happening here in our country. And we're ignoring the basics, the basic of what we need to be a successful country, and that is to educate our children. We're not educating our children. Our Black people are definitely not being educated. Other people are being marginalized, educated. But in order for us to get our education straight, we're going to have to take control of it. He who controls you makes the rules. And right now, we're being controlled like puppets on a damn string. And they make the rules to do what the hell they want to do with us. All I say is the Black News Network is here to give you a different perspective on what is actually happening in America. We're going to dig even deeper on the chaos in our education system on Sunday at 3:30 because we got a couple of guest speakers that'll be here. I think you're going to see and hear some things that'll benefit you. But all I'm saying today is parents, you got to take control of what's actually happening with your children in school. You know, Martin Luther King thought he was doing a good thing when he introduced busing and moving our children to schools that were away from our neighborhoods. We fucked up when we integrated because we lost every Black neighborhood in the country. When we had, blooming cities, blooming communities with Black businesses on every corner, with Black entrepreneurs making shit happen all day long for us. And everywhere we had this going on, everywhere, for the last 300 years, this country has made it a point to get rid of us. Everywhere we had a thriving society, white folks came in and tore it apart because we were just too damn powerful for them. We were getting too big for our britches. Many of these places that I'm showing you right now are underwater. They're underwater or destroyed. Some of these are lakes where white folks go out with their yachts, their pontoon boats, and they hang out in their bikinis and drink and throw shit in the bottom of the water. But if you scuba dive down there, and you'll see that it's the lake is on top of a black community. This lady worked very hard for us to get to the level we're at right now, and we're just giving it back to them hand over fist. She worked very hard with the Underground Railroad, taking people up north, getting them out of slavery. But no matter what we do, the country has to do their part, because if they don't do their part, we will never get out of slavery. Because the moment Abraham Lincoln enacted the Emancipation Proclamation, the black codes were activated by the white folks. And the United States government didn't say a damn thing about it. They sit back and watch how they manipulated black people and stole every damn thing they had and made it theirs. You know, when I'd say 1900, 1905, 1925, black folks owned 5 to 7 million acres in America of land. In 2023, black people don't own 800,000 acres in America. That's a loss of 4 or 5 million acres. And where did they go? They went to the white folks. White folks swindled, beat, killed, confiscated, just occupied. They did everything they wanted to do to take black folks' land, and they took it. I tell the story about my granddaddy, who was a sharecropper in the Delta in Mississippi. When the old white man ran the farm, he allowed my granddaddy to sharecrop there after slavery. And my granddaddy brought in a stellar crop every year. And that white man paid my grandfather handsomely. But as time went on, the white man died. His son took over. So my granddaddy still produced a stellar cotton crop every year. So the very first year the son was in charge of paying out to the sharecroppers, my granddaddy was used to getting from $3,000 to $5,000 a year. Now that's the only, because he didn't get it until after the crop was in. The son gave him probably $1,100, I think. And my granddaddy asked him for the rest of his money. And the son told my granddaddy, get off his land. You better be gone by sundown. And you know what that means. He gonna kill him if he ain't gone nowhere. So my granddaddy left the Mississippi Delta that day, left my grandmother, my great grandmother. He left them women on that plantation. And he went to Chicago. So with the money he left them, they took it and moved off that plantation into the little city of Inverness. And they became powerhouses in that city because they had money from my granddaddy. He stayed in Chicago 65 years. And he came back when he was 94. And he came back with a sack with over $50,000 in cash. And he saved all that money from washing dishes. He was a dishwasher in Chicago. That just goes to show, if you put your mind to something, you can be anything you can be, you want to be. You just have to stay on it and persevere through the pain because it's pain out here for our people. Because every step you make, long as ain't nobody watching, you can take it. But the moment they see you trying to take a step forward, they're going to try to knock you back. You out of your place, boy. Get back in your place. I've been called a boy, been called a nigger by white folks. But I done held my own because I've fought every damn step of the way to make it to where I am now. All I'm saying is our children don't know how to fight these people, and they are taking them out. Our children, the generation behind us, is going to suffer unless we do something to change it. And you already know how we suffer, or how our ancestors suffered. And you cannot think that it won't revert back to our great-great-grandchildren having to deal with this racist country. Yeah, I said it. It's the racist country, and I don't give a damn who know it. You let all these white folks attack the Capitol and get away with it. We know black people wouldn't get away, but we also know black people wouldn't have done no shit like that. We know this. All we want to do is be left the fuck alone and giving people get out of our way and give us what we do. Let us do what we do and respect what we do and get out of our damn way, because we're only at the level we are because people have put roadblocks in front of us every step of the damn way. Get out of our way. That's all we want. But if you don't get out of our way, you're going to see what you're seeing right now because you have not gotten out of our way. That's why you see these kids raiding the mall, raiding stores, carjacking cars. You see it. It ain't going to get better because you're not better. You're not trying to do better by us. You've given compensation to every damn body you ever wronged. America has. You've given compensation to these people. And to this day, you're still giving compensation to people that you feel you've done wrong to. But you've ignored two major groups in this country. Number one, the homeless. You've ignored the homeless here. And number two, the black population. The black population. And don't confuse the black population with people from Trinidad, people from the Caribbean islands, people from Brazil, Africans coming over here getting more out of America than the black people who slaved and built this mother sucker. You know, I can go on for hours on end talking about what's happening in America. But I'm going to call it. You know, I've been on here almost an hour when I was supposed to be doing a 30-minute show. This is from the desk of the Emissary, the Black News Network, the real voice of Black U.S.A. Broadcasting live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and on Sundays at 3:30 p.m. on all social platforms, so you can find it there. This is the War Report. We do not own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to what we say. And I want to say thank you for watching. And don't forget, I want to see you Sunday on this show.